Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in. Grab a seat, grab a tea, get extra comfy feet. Hi, if you're new here. My name is Yuki Babuki, Princess of All Things Spooky and Uki, but the only thing scary about me is how much I have dived into Warhammer. Now, I have met a lot of great people. There's a lot of great people like you guys in the comments who suggest videos, put together videos, link video, all that jazz. Well, my beautiful friend Cast, I will cast. Made me a playlist with 53 Warhammer videos. And since I am doing a special posting challenge where I'm trying to post as much as possible, get you guys together as much as possible, get you in the community, you will become a Spook It army. You will upgrade from Wanderer. That's right. Right now you're a Wanderer to a Spook It, and I will keep you forever in my pocket, aka the basement. Anyways, I didn't say that. Anyways, we're watching videos. I am going to, because some of these are really short, I think. We're going to be posting not one, but 2 of these videos a week till I get through the playlist. And at the end, we will watch all of those wonderful faction videos. After this, I will also update the thumbnails. Those are my goals. That's my prerogative, that's my vibes, that's my feels. If you like Warhammer, why are you not subscribed? That's right. I'm talking to you. I said I'm posting not 1, but 2 Warhammer reaction videos with my thoughts and opinions a week till I get through this 53 video list, as well as the Bricky Factions Re-Explained Part 1 and 2 that unfortunately I'm scared is going to be like 6 videos because I'm trying to maintain time. Watch my video. Watch my clips. God bless you guys, and thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you enjoy my posting challenge that I am doing. We are watching Codex Orks 2nd edition Codex Compliant? Complacent? I am Yuki, and I never learned how to read. I am Yuki, and I never learned how to read. That's right. In the corners we go. Video. Wait. I turned it up a little bit just because it's not loud enough.
Greetings, knobs, grots, and other assorted fungus, and welcome to Codex Compliant,
Fungus.
the series where we take a look at the various codices, magazines, and general stuff put out by Games Workshop over the years.
So far we've looked at things that were both Imperial and from 3rd edition, so today let's look at something that's neither. Orks, 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 orks. The orks are the most...
I want you guys to know that that is actually how I have been since I started watching Warhammer. I have been to everybody and anyone that will listen to me. I've been like, orks, 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 orks. My favorite faction is the Sisters of Battle and the Sisters of Silence. But like, orks are great. And if you also like orks, hopefully I remembered to card. I watched another video about orks.
savage and warlike race in the whole galaxy. Their huge empire is divided among thousands of warlords. The Orks live for war and are constantly striving to defeat their neighbors, whether they are human, Eldar, or even other Orks.
This
other
is the
Orks.
very first Codex Orks, released in 1994 during 40k's 2nd edition, a time when squats were still around and every unit had its own movement value. Wait, we've got both those back now, haven't we? Huh. So yes, Orks, the warlike race of green fungal football hooligans with wonky tech, although they aren't quite the same in here as what we know now. For one, their spore-based reproductive cycle is nowhere to be found, but then neither is their old asexual marsupial one from Rogue Trader. Actually, very little of Orc sex lives are featured in this book, and you know what? I am very disappointed.
Once you've got no...
Wait, I'm sorry. Do these little codex books things go into how the... well, maybe they reproduce, but like, surely they're not like, oh yeah, they bang! And also, I wonder how old that last video was that I watched, because it didn't say anything about them being a mushroom. It did say them growing in the ground, but I didn't know that they were fun guys.
over that major omission, what you'll likely notice is how much Imperial stuff they can use in this codex. Though they had some of their own weapons, like the shock attack gun, the Orks in here mostly used bolters, power swords, plasma guns, etc.
Bolter!
All things we generally associate with the human factions in the game. You could
That's
also
'cause they
take
found it.
Ogrins as troops. The Orks would simply hire them as mercenaries, and the Ogrins are fine, as they find Orks, quote, very amusing company. Hell, you can even just straight up take Imperial Guard or Space Marine tanks if you had any Blood Axe mobs in your army. All you had to do was make sure that they were manned by Orks and had an appropriate colour scheme.
And speaking of colour schemes, this book was made before Gorka Morka came out and firmly cemented the Mad Max but green, ramshackle orc aesthetic we all know and love. So the orcs in here are far more bright, colourful and, for want of a better term, clean looking than you may be used to.
Those little orcs look like pirates. Wait, go back. Look. Are they pirates? Freebooters. Are they little pirates? Actually, they do look really clean, but this one looks like a clown, so, like, I hate him.
Far more bright, colourful and, for want of a better term, clean looking than you may be used to. This stands out in particular when you read the description for the Goth clan, who are stated to prefer wearing black and think any orcs wearing bright colours are not proper orcs.
Not
A description that perfectly lines up with how they're painted nowadays, but not so well with the Goths shown in this book that are covered in bright red. Although, to be fair, most of the others are way more vibrant too, so I guess it's all relative. It was a fairly vibrant time for the franchise. I mean, just look at the covers.
Look! No, go back. Wait, I want to see that
Guess it's all
again.
relative. It was a fairly...
Look at how bright. Honestly, okay, they're too expensive, but they look like a little playset toy, like for babies. You know, like they teach this goes into square hole kind of thing. You know. Okay.
Really vibrant time for the franchise. I mean, just look at the covers. I am not used to this many bright colours in my 40k.
Yeah, whilst we're on the subject of aesthetics, the Storm Boys, they looked a bit more... Yeah.
Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
Swiftly on, let's take a look at some of the other playable units. Obviously, we have boys mobs, but how they worked is quite interesting. Each mob of Ork boys is bought as a specific clan. They start off more or less the same, but which clan they are affects how they can be upgraded.
Evil
So a Bad
Sons.
Moon's mob can have more heavy weapons, an Evil Sun's mob can be upgraded to be on bikes, and a Goth mob can be upgraded into the stronger Scar boys. There's also Snakebite mobs that are able to ride war boars, which I think we can all agree is a good thing.
Now, there was a reason to all this, apart from just for fluff's sake, since what mobs you had affected what other units you could take. As mentioned earlier, you needed to have at least one Blood Axe mob in order to use Imperial tanks, but likewise you needed a Snakebite mob in order to have more than one Runt Herd, or an Evil Sun's mob to have more than one Mechaniac? Mech.
Most of the rest of the units in here are what you'd expect, but there's a few interesting ones, like Madboys. Deranged orcs whose genetic memory has gone a bit wrong and as such are randomly assigned a different irrational psychological trait each turn, like being...
That's me. I was assigned a random psychological, like, trait of a bad boy. Wait, this is really cute, though, that this is, I guess more tabletop-y than just, like, this is the book. But that's kind of cool. I like, because everyone was like, Ork boys, and, like, I'm not in the loop of the jokes yet, and now I am. They're all called boys. Boys.
fearful or stupid or voting Brexit or whatever. There's
I'm
also
crazy.
squid catapults that are exactly what they sound like and hurl buckets of small angry buzzer squigs at your enemies. Snotlings were actually playable too, although they had several models per base, kind of like a Ripper Swarm, and whose primary use seems to be as ammo for the shock attack gun.
Rather annoyingly though, vehicle entries in 2nd edition didn't have all the stats you needed to actually play them. You'd need these data cards which would contain all the other additional info you needed to actually use them on the tabletop. Sometimes these did appear in some of the other codices, but the rest of them had to be acquired by other means, such as buying this huge-ass box.
Wow. Future episode
As you would
foreshadowing.
expect, there are entries for special characters in here too, some familiar and some not so. From the present day roster we have Captain Badruck, Mad Doc Grotsneck, and of course Gazkul Mag Uruk Thraka.
Gazkul.
Although, like all orcs, he looked quite a bit different back then. He's small. There's also a
He's
couple
small.
who would appear in later editions but aren't playable now, those being Naz, Dreg, Ugh. Grib. The mega armored bad-moon warlord who was last playable in the 3rd edition Codex, and WAAAGH Guts mech, the bike-riding evil sons mech, last playable in the 4th edition Codex.
Finally, there are 2 playable characters that would not see a codex again after this, in a playable form anyway, those being Zodgrod and Makari. Zodgrod Wartsnagger was a snakebite runtmaster who was able to breed special, more powerful versions of Gretchen and Snotlings, and was banished from his tribe after sending a mech through their own shock attack gun. Makari, on the other hand, was Gazkul's standard-bearing Grot, who was so unnaturally lucky that it was represented in-game by him having a 2+ saving throw, which is never modified for any reason. Sadly, it didn't save him, as we learned in later publications that Gazkul sat on him, spelling the end for the poor little Grot.
Not this song. Come on. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry.
Bits from in here are Ork Mega Armor having a medical squig built in so you get an additional 4+ saving throw. Stormboy's jump packs being so badly made they can misfire, resulting in either the Ork blowing up, going off target, or just sailing over the horizon as the jump pack refuses to shut down. And a rather neat 2-page story in which a weird boy uses his powers to spy on a fight between Imperial forces and some other Orks. It ends up with the weird boy's mind and a Titan Princeps mind mingling. It's an interesting idea and quite a long story for a codex. Also, you get to hear how an Ork responds to the chance to fight some space wolves.
Here they come. Mork's droppings, look at those wolf pelts. Gonna get one of those. Right lads, fire at will. Wahoo, eat this Humie, see how your zogging emperor likes it.
Wow.
Oh, true poetry. Oh, and another short story on page 30 says that Grot blood is green. Just thought we'd mention it, since the colour of greenskin blood is something that GW has never really been particularly consistent about, so this is just for those keeping score.
There is one other thing worth mentioning in here that was standard for 2nd edition codices, and that's the catalogue in the back. It shows the models in the range, the individual parts, and even showing some basic assembly instructions, which can actually be oddly helpful if you happen to buy any unboxed models from the era. Plus, it's just really interesting to see some of the old models broken
Actually,
down
that is really cool.
Also, you get war gear cards and some templates that are explicitly in here for you to photocopy, which is nice.
All in all, this is a pretty nice codex to pick up, even now. It sits in an interesting place, right between Rogue Trader and its mountains of Ork lore, and what Orks would later become in a post-Gorka Morka 40k.
So, if you're looking to pick up some of the older 40k books, then we can definitely recommend this one, and not just because I happen to play Orks and I'm very biased.
It's just because you happen to play Orks and are very biased, isn't it?
Okay, maybe a little, but still good, honestly.
Yay! No, that was a good video! Yay! Spook Hits good video. Spook Hits good video. So like I said, thank you to Cass for putting together a playlist of videos. That was a good watch. I like seeing all the figures and stuff. I want to get into collecting the books and stuff. I'm sure that's going to be impossible. I actually really like... I've been loving Warhammer a lot. We actually just beat Space Marines 2, by the way. If y'all missed it, we're going to go back and we're going to 100% the achievements, and then we'll probably work on... I asked the boys, Might Work boys, if Space Marines 1 was multiplayer, and it was not, so I'll have to do that one on my own. But then there is Vermintide 2 for sure I want to play, and then I can't remember what the other one was called that was grungy. Darktide? Diptide? Deathtide? Let me know in the comments down below what the heck I'm trying to think of, because you know I don't. But thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you guys. I really appreciate you all being here. This is going to be the first of many videos as I go through this playlist and we watch them all. I hope you enjoy. I hope that you have fun learning Warhammer with me. And also, WAAAGH!